negative news flow coming in on Dr. Reddy's and the stock pulled back. But then after that, the analysts believe that maybe in fact things actually will recover. What are you factoring in terms of volumes? Because they have that API problem, but they're saying in the coming few months things actually will get resolved. Your reading?
So my reading on, I've always been on the sideline for the semaglutide Canada opportunity for Dr. Reddy's, primarily because of the potential competition. So there are roughly around 9 filers with Health Canada currently, of which 2 are approved. And more approvals we will see in the coming months, and hence the price erosion is going to be quite steep. And now with the API issues, and it would take, as per management guidance, they are likely they'll likely resolve it by September, and hence that first mover advantage seems to have been diluted, in my view, for Dr. Reddy's in Canadian market, which is supposed to be the biggest semaglutide market, right? So yeah, my estimate for Dr. Reddy's in terms of earnings estimates were meaningfully lower than consensus, and with the issues, I think consensus has cut down the earnings expectation meaningfully, at least for FY27.
On Biocon and the Mylan stake sale, where do you stand? I remember Ekta doing a bull and bear. There were arguments to be made on both sides on the future of Biocon and where it's headed. Where do you stand?
So I don't cover Biocon actively, but I believe that the Mylan stake sale basically removes an important overhang on the stock. And as far as the broader market is concerned, when I look at the next 5-year patent expiry, especially in the US and European market, a large majority of that is coming up in biologics sector. And Biocon being a first mover advantage, from Indian companies, and then having a good pipeline positions them well to capitalize on this pipeline.
And in the hospital space, which one do you like between Jupiter, Apollo, Fortis?
So I cover 2 hospitals, Apollo and Max Healthcare, and I have an underperform rating on both. I believe that the industry's capacity expansion is not factored into the consensus expectation to the extent it should be. So consensus remains quite bullish, with respect to the EBITDA break-even of this hospital for the newer units, and I believe that's where some of the disappointment can come in, especially in next couple of quarters, and hence I remain on the sideline. From a secular growth tailwind perspective, I remain positive that this is a sector which will continue to grow over the next decade or two, given the low number of beds, for population, significant under penetration, as well as improving in insurance coverage, etc. All those secular growth tailwinds are there, but looking at the current valuation and consensus expectation, I remain on the sideline for now for both these stocks.
And in terms of US price erosion for FY27, what is the range that you're working with? Will it be double digit? Because that's what it was a couple of years back, and then we sort of saw the pressure ease. For FY27, what's your number?
So I'm working with mid-single digit price erosion for the US market. I would just highlight that the key drivers of whether price erosion is going to accelerate or decelerate from here is the drug shortages in the US market. And if I look at the current data points from the US FDA, the drug shortages are down to 73 molecules, which was at 126 molecule in December of 2023. From there, it has come down. And another data point is ASHP data point, which is suggesting drug shortages of around 223, which was at peak in Q1 of CY24 at 323. So both the data points indicate the drug shortages have come down. And hence, I believe price erosion is going to stay at that mid-single digit level, but not move positively for most companies from here on.
And Q1 would also be the first full quarter of generic semaglutide in India. So what is the revenue that you're working with, and which companies are winning this?
Sure. So I think as far as the initial data that is suggesting, Torrent Pharma seems to be leading the race because it has all the formats of semaglutide, including oral as well as injectables. Followed by Torrent is Sun Pharma, which is one of the leader in the anti-diabetic therapy, and Lupin. These are the three companies seem to be leading from the end market sales perspective. Now we have to also factor in that some of these companies are supplied by companies like Dr. Reddy's and Zydus. So, Zydus and Reddy's, because Zydus supplies to both Torrent and Lupin, and Reddy's supplies to Torrent and USV, if I remember it correctly. So, on the back end side, Zydus and Reddy's could also be positively impacted. But when looking at the relative sizes of this company and what first year of semaglutide has to offer, it's unlikely to move needle for any of these companies like Sun Pharma, given their large base, etc. But let's say 3 to 5 year fast forward from here, what I believe is the current top 3 or 4 companies in anti-diabetic therapy are going to come out as a winner in semaglutide space.
Thank you very much for that. Appreciate your time this morning, Kunal.
Thank you.
Thank you. Look forward to more conversation as numbers come out. But let's turn our attention now to the banking sector.